and we stick together. Everything we do will go our way. And if we try, now and forever, no matter what comes next, we'll be okay. Let's kick it off, show them all the things that we can do. Let's kick it off, another notch tomorrow. Let's kick it off, 'cause I ain't seen the last of me and you. Let's kick it off together. I realize what's on the surface ain't picture perfect, but that don't mean a thing. One thing I know is there's a purpose, and like the circus, we're hanging from the rings. Let's kick it off, show them all the things that we can do. Let's kick it off, another notch tomorrow. Let's kick it off, 'cause I ain't seen the last of me and you. Let's kick it off together, together. If we take our time and we stick together, everything we do will go our way. I have no doubt this situation will end and we'll enjoy another day. Let's kick it off, show them all the things that we can do. Let's kick it off, another notch tomorrow. Let's kick it off, 'cause I ain't seen the last of me and you. Let's kick it off together, together. Show them all the things that we can do. Let's kick it off, another notch tomorrow. Let's kick it off, 'cause I ain't seen the last of me and you. Let's kick it off together, together. If we take our time and we stick together, everything we do will go our way. And if we try, now and forever, no matter what comes next, we'll be okay. Let's kick it off, show them all the things that we can do. Let's kick it off, another notch tomorrow. Let's kick it off, 'cause I ain't seen the last of me and you. Let's kick it off together,
Hello, everyone. I'm sure you were expecting Digimon. In fact, I'm sure that you thought we wouldn't be here. But we have to step through the gate. How's it going, Pepper Shaker? I knew you were in on it. I even, if you take a look at the schedule, it's a GIF. So, I'm sure plenty of people who didn't just glance at the schedule, kind of saw what was going on. So I'm gonna... Nah. I can't at everyone in caps. It has to be not caps. Hold on. There we go. Hopefully it works out. But yeah. So, we got to the end of Steins Gate. But there's more. But we have to do a little bit of time traveling of our own. I have a flowchart to make this as easy as possible. So don't worry. But we have unlocked everything that we need to get to the true ending of Steins Gate. So we're gonna load a separate save group. Nice gift schedule, by the way. Thanks, Gideon. Got kind of worried last week. Genuinely couldn't tell if you were kidding about thinking that was the ending. You're trying to play along, though. What can I say? I'm a good actor. No, but getting the true ending of Steins Gate in the visual novel is a bit more involved than in the anime. Because we have to go back to chapter 4. We got a message. We have options in this message that we weren't able to access before. So we have to... Unfortunately, I have to take control of the phones now so that we can get the true ending. Schedule jump scare. That was crazy to see. I'm glad that it landed. I made that this morning. I have it in my... Vegas Pro, and I couldn't preview it. You were surprised? I wanted to make you guys think for a week. I am not a mere scientist. I am an insane mad scientist. Oh, we got another message. What do you mean, mad scientist? More like bad scientist. God, I gotta go into a voice channel for this. There we go. Meta, like Steingate, exactly. Gideon, you're more than welcome to join the voice chat if you want. By the way, I'm in the mod channel. It's Karisu again. Is she threatening me? We have to reply with bad scientist. That's like a pun my grandpa would come up with. It's fun to think we actually got to time travel and stuff for the real ending. Exactly. The player has to be that way. So how would a normal player know to do this? When you beat the game, a lot of people, in terms of visual novels, who want to get, like, the most out of their content, will go back and try out other outcomes, like other decisions. That's how you would have gotten, like, Ferris's ending or Lukiko's ending. But also, with the text messages, there are a couple of different options. So you go back and test those out, and then suddenly, you know, a string of options would lead somewhere, and people would discover that and then talk about it online. Sorry, I gotta eat my burrito. Is she not done emailing me? Get a life. Just how badly does she need my attention? Like, you could do better. Aren't Americans supposed to be funny? What have they been teaching you over there? You're in the office, but it would be funny? Mm-hmm. Love the Stanley Parable where you just walk outside and that's the whole game. That should satisfy her. Okay. There wasn't anything to do after Kurisu left. Okay, so now we gotta skip. Because this doesn't change. Suzu's still here. We're talking to her. She doesn't like Kurisu. We're working on time travel. Everyone's having a good time. By the way, we're going to be doing a lot of these skips. Doesn't really matter what we answer here, I believe. So let's go peaceful. I agree, it's all because of the organization's efforts to stupidify Japan. But you know, well, we're back in time. That means she still hasn't figured out. We haven't figured out that Daru's her dad yet. Daddy Daru. Still interesting to see all this again? Yeah, we can sort of reminisce about the fact that like we've come a long way. I think this is still. I don't think any of this is new. Wouldn't be able to engage much since you're still working. That's fair. Yeah, we've seen this. Hanging out in the alley. Thinking about how Mayuri likes to reach for the stars. Lukiko's here. We haven't done unspeakable things yet. Armbar. We are waiting for a message from Kurisu. Technically, we could get achievements for this if we were playing the Steam version, but because it's on Switch, we don't get achievements. So. And unfortunately, I don't believe I can just skip to different save files. Because we haven't unlocked those flags yet. Achieve nothing on Switch. Exactly. That's the message. Ferris. Is there anything cool we can get from Ferris? A rat? What kind of cat girl is afraid of rats? You disappoint me, Ferris Nyan Nyan. And your crazy Nyan Nyanian language. Alright. God. Remember when everything was happy and we didn't have to worry about, like, Mayuri dying or going through time loops and degrading our soul? Mayuri saw him. Saw who? Oh, I wonder. Sorry, I'm following a flow chart, so I gotta make sure that I select the correct stuff. Let me just double check. Do. The three are determined by the true ending flags. Alright. So we're on chapter 4. I need to wait for an email from Kurisu. So, this is some Undertale stuff? Oh, is this new? Okay. Because it won't let me skip. After parting ways with Daru, I lugged my pile of clothes up from the coin laundry to the lab's rooftop. A man of my... God. Pecuniary status doesn't have the luxury of using the dryer every time.
何よそれ。日本に呼びつけておいて今さらそんな。そう結局会うつもりなんかなかったんでしょ。
Because it's mostly recapping / fast forwarding. Well, we're actually getting we're getting some context for Kurisu in this stream. I thought we finished Steins Gate. We had to time travel ourselves to get to the true ending of Steins Gate. So once you finish the main route of Steins Gate, you have to go back, and a new set of options will be unlocked. Yeah, if you take a look at the schedule closely, you'll understand what happened. So I'm gonna have a piece of chicken. Wow.
一体何がしたかったのよ。それすら教えてくれな。
Hi. She falls into an awkward silence. Then she quickly turns and walks away. It looked like she was crying. I wonder if she got in a fight. The ad got you, Classy? Oh boy. Who could have made her cry like that? Her boyfriend? Even a friendless, experiment-loving girl like her can get a boyfriend. No. There's no way such an arrogant, abusive girl can have a boyfriend. Hey, Classy. But then, who was it? A sibling? Or maybe her father, who she hasn't seen in 7 years? That would be a landmine, and I know better than to step on it. I hang my laundry as I shiver at the thought of her baleful glare. So these scenes are spread throughout the anime. That's why you're saying you prefer the anime Kurisu, but you didn't expect this? Uh-huh. I return to the lab and prepare to zone out in front of the TV. Suddenly, I hear the door swing open.
Oh,
別に泣いてなんかないからな。
いや、どう見ても泣いてただろう。
It's 4 a.m. Israel went to absolute shit and everything's crumbling, so, you know, enjoy the stream and have a good time. You're gonna go play Hades and chat with friends. Oh, jeez. Stay safe, Classy. If it's going to shit, just make sure to take care of yourself and those you love, okay? We'll see you on the other side. Just make sure to take care of yourself, okay? Thank you. And enjoy playing some Hades. No, you were definitely crying.
いい加減なこと言わないで。証拠はあるの？
目が赤い。
I'm gonna eat my burrito, by the way. Sorry.
でも泣いてないから。
論理性のかけらもないな、クリスティーナ。
Did she just come up here to
と
claim
に
that she
かく
wasn't
泣いてない。
crying?
分かった？これ以上追求するなよ。
Even now, instead of going back to her hotel, she plops onto the sofa and hugs Mayuri's Upa plushie to her chest, like a little girl. Jeez, what an annoying assistant. How are we supposed to get any science done like this?
クリスティーナ。
うっさい。話しかけるな。
Your lips say don't, but your aura says please. Maybe she's begging for attention?
いいか。話さなくていいから黙って聞け。
Got all the
お前が
Kamui
困
mans?
っている
Oh,
んだから。
congrats!
俺は全力で解決に協力する。
That must be Negrand.
俺だけじゃなく、マユリもダルもおそらくそう言うだろう。
Yeah, cheer up, assistant.
気軽に相談す
We're
ると
your
いい。
friends.
一人で強がって抱え込んでいるより、弱音を吐きたい時には吐いてしまえ。俺たちはそれを拒絶したりしない。ちゃんと聞いてやる。
2.5 minutes? Dang.
なんで？
It's really cool of them to, in the voice booth, to actually muffle her voice.
我がラボの大切な仲間だからだ。
Imagine if they gave her the Upa plushie so that was completely accurate. Emotionally mature Okabe is rare? Well, remember, we've time traveled.
ちょっと気が立ってて。
別に今話さなくてもいい。話したくなったらいつでも言え。俺が聞いてやる。
I know. It's scary to see emotionally mature Okabe. And then we get this. Yeah, I saw that. Just as planned. Normally I, the great Hoinkyoma, would not concern myself with the mental health of my minions. But if this is the price I must pay to bring my dream to fruition, so be it. Luxana is really joining the organization. With this, Kurisu's loyalty is assured. Soon the world will tremble before us. New message. All right. Let's talk about the Chinchilla Star. Too bad. Your homeworld has already fallen to the great Hoinkyoma! They put out the trailer for the next Fooly Cooly sequel, and it looks not good to you. Oh, that's too bad. Honestly, like, sometimes a sequel doesn't need to be made, and then when it does, the core audience just isn't into it. Alright, we can skip. No new scene just yet. I do believe that it stops this, like, the fast forward when we get to a new scene. So there'll be periods like this where we just have to chat. But yeah, I saw that Twitter became X, and it's really dumb. It's really bad. You take a globally recognized brand with such cultural impact that people just talk about tweeting, and you turn it into your pet project. You going disc golfing? I hope you enjoyed disc golfing, Gideon. No, none of this is new. I have a bite of my burrito. A burrito bite, if you will. I got a spicy chicken burrito with rice, black beans, tomato, corn, onions, cilantro, coleslaw. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the next one we need to choose. Is it okay to leave me alone here? I'm an outsider, remember? I could steal all your precious future gadgets. So we need to select this one. You are not an outsider. You are a lab mem. Or if he's a petty bastard destroying a site because it was mean to him. Maybe. Might get tacos. Enjoy your tacos. Do it. I would kill for mall tacos. I got a good burrito, but I fucking love mall tacos. But yeah, it really feels like... Because that's the thing, right? He got ousted from PayPal when he wanted to name it X. So this might be like long-term pettiness on his part. That being said, he could also be planning to run the platform into the ground so that he has grounds to probably make like tax write-offs or honestly like recoup some of the money he spent and then sell it for pennies. Oh, hey Bandicoot. Mix up the schedule and you have to lurk again a bit. Ah, that's understandable, I get it. He was ousted from PayPal? Yeah, no, he, PayPal used to be under X Corp, and, then they were, when he wanted to change the name of PayPal to X, the board was like, no, and by the way, we're replacing you with Peter Thiel. You thought Digimon was today? Take a closer look at the schedule in the Discord. Take like a good, solid, like, 7-second look at it. Saw the GIF, but it didn't click? Ah, that's fair. It's from Kurisu again. Does she have nothing better to do? It's a disgrace to be thought of as your partner. People will start doubting my character. Anyway, finish your errands and get back here. Jeez, we're talking like an old couple. Just ask Pokemon Masters. Carson making sure people appreciate the hard work. It wasn't a lot of hard work, to be honest. I had Schedule A, I had Schedule B, and I put a GIF in the middle. Had a life-size Kurisu to stand behind the viewer and say, go to spaceshark.com. I should probably register that at some point. Then why do you keep coming to the lab? In truth, you're so happy to be a mem that you can't help it. Is that right? That should satisfy her. Alright, this is Ferris stuff. This was when we first met Ferris. Or rather, we met Ferris, but we didn't know that she lived here. In a beautiful high-rise apartment in downtown Akihabara. Oh, you're right, Peps. I'm sorry. It is pronounced Heath. I'm sorry. I should know better. So yeah, we basically have to go through all of, like, the entire game from Chapter 4. Staring at my hand. Okay. Seriously, though, why am I still here? I was supposed to have gone back to America by now. It's the choice of Steins Gate. L. Psy. Congru. Nah, that should do it. Oh, thank you so much, Bandicoot! Absolutely, that's definitely gonna help. My job starts on Wednesday. So, fingers crossed. Where at? I got a job at a movie theater. So I don't know what the hours are going to be like, but it's employment. And I will be able to work there and work on making my production company at the same time. And still have time for both. Yeah, free movies too. I was gonna go see Barbie and Oppenheimer on Tuesday, but now that I can see free movies, I'm gonna wait. I don't know about this Steins Gate thing, but maybe chaos theory can explain how you derailed my life. At any rate, take responsibility for getting me involved. Okay. There we go. We've got the first true ending flag. Which means the next one is in Chapter 5, so we just have to wait for this. A lot of what we're going to be doing is, not that moment? Yeah. We're gonna be recapping a lot of our sad stuff. Episode 8? What are you talking about? Okay.
あまねさんのお父さん
Oh,
見つかるといいわね。
ああ
this is a new
なんか
scene.
そういうの羨ましいなって思う。
Come to think of it, she has father issues too, doesn't she? Maybe she sympathizes with Suzuha.
ねえ、岡部。この前のこと謝る。
この前
あんたが漆原さんへの変態セクハラ行為をしたと勘違いして。
No, you were right to do that, Kurisu.
叩いたことよ。後で考えてみたんだけど、あの時のあんたって
No.
冗談言ってるようには見えなかった。
I mean, it's wrong that we did it.
あんたの言葉をろくに検証もせずに
You don't have
手を出しちゃっ
to...
て。
案ずるな。結果的にルカ子を泣かせたのは事
Exactly.
実だ。
Oh, even Okabe understands.
確認するけど、あんたは変態セクハラ野郎じゃないのよね。
どういう確認だそれは。お前は本気で謝るつもりがあるのか？
実験を変態行為の口実にされたら嫌だから。私も一応
That's a good lesson. Don't use science to be a pervert.
バカにするな。俺にとって俺は IQ170 の頭脳を持つ狂気のマッドサイエンティストだが
That's right.
一人でできることに限界があることは自覚している。電話レンジカッコ仮にしてもダルやお前の協力なくしては
You can kind of consider this as like Kurisu's route so far.
岡部、
俺はラボメンナンバー001ラボの設立者の立場である。仲間に危機があ
You're
れ
on pretty big delay.
助
Oof.
けに駆けつけることはあっても仲間を傷つけようなどとはこれっぽっちも思っていない。何がおかしい？
中二病全開だな。聞
あ
いてて痛々しい。でもそういうの
That's
悪くない
right.
と思う。
Our little Tin Man is
私
a
がい
real
るアメ
boy.
リカの研究所って世界中から優秀な人たちが集まってて最先端の研究をやってるんだけど結構殺伐としてるのよね。みんなプライドが高くて自分が一番だと思ってるから足の引っ張り合いとか面と向かって理不尽な暴言吐かれたりとか日常茶飯事なの。私が研究員代表としてサイエンスに論文載った時も私よりずっと年上のおっさんたちからぐちぐちと文句言われたもんよ。こっちに戻ってきて逆留学した高校でもクラスメートはみんな私にビビって話しかけても来なかったし、だからそれと比べたらあんたのラボは幼稚だけどとても居心地がいい。
Seems like everyone has their own problems.
今回の天音さんのことも岡部は本気で心配してるのよね。それについてはあんたのこと認めてる。でも褒めてるわけじゃないからな。
Now we've been on for half an hour.
なんとなくそう思っただけという。
I had to join in late because I was getting food. And I wasn't able to get food until just before the stream, so that's why I'm eating a burrito.
友達が欲しいだけなのかもな。
But yeah, essentially we're time traveling. We had to go back to chapter 4 and start choosing some
俺が
options
友達と呼べる人間
that trigger Kurisu flags.
少ないから。
Curse this incredible genius brain of mine.
私はあんたのこと大切な仲間だと思ってるよ。
何？
前にあんた言ってくれたでしょ。私のこと大切な仲間だって。
Aw,
結構
we're tearing down her barriers.
嬉しかった。
But yeah, we've been live for almost 40 minutes now. I
熱でも
I
ある
was
のか
late grabbing dinner, and I even had to take it home with me and eat it on stream, so...
何よ、せっかくあんたのこと見直してやってるのに。もういいわよ、バカ。
Now there's the tsundere.
本当バカ。
We're such a baka. Anyways. It's from Farah. She was talking about Rynet episode 8. As if we would know what that is. Hey, it's a party. Hey, it's Suzu. I'm just gonna grab a napkin, I'll be right back. There we go. It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradictions between your false self and the real you. It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt. But somehow, I end up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was for the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess I'm trying to say is thanks. Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you. Evil laugh and so forth. Mayuri and Daru go home, leaving me with Kurisu. Alright, new scene. Let's get some
一体何をやっているんだ？
Okabe Kurisu context.
考えてるのよ。タイムリープマシンのこと。作れそうなことは分かったけど、もし実際に使ったら何が起こるのか。
I know what happens. She hasn't even started working on the machine, and she's already worried about what comes afterwards. That takes confidence, all right. Are all geniuses like this?
あまり悩むなよ。今は完成させることを優先するんだ。
偉そうに。
They have a really good chemistry together.
ねえ、岡部、全く関係ない相談していい？
関係ない相談ではなく関係ある相談をしてくれ。
この前言ってくれたでしょ？いつでも相談しろって。
I did? I don't remember that.
私って父親に嫌われてるのよね。
Ah, so that's what she wants to talk about. Maybe I should be drinking a Dr. Pepper right now. A conundrum. This isn't like before when she was merely an advisor. The Time Leap project depends on Kurisu to succeed. It is clear, however, that she'll be unable to focus so long as these petty concerns distract her. In that case, it falls to me, the great Hoin Kyoma! And falls to Carson to grab some, Dr. P.
いいだろう。話せ。
There we go.
ほんと偉そう。
I got the Dr. Pepper.
この前の電話、相手は父親か？
The mood was delicate.
まあね。いつからかな。父親に嫌われるようになったの？私が渡米する前からあからさまに避けられるようになった。家族なのにね。
お前自身の父親への態度はどうだったんだ？
昔はお父さん子だった。結構けなげだったのよ。父親は物理学者なんだけど、私は小難しい話を聞かされるのが大好きな子供だった。内容は全く理解できなかったけど、いつも父親に話をせがんでた。なんとか理解したくて、小さい頃から物理学の本も読みまくって。
Damn, I guess that's what makes her a genius. Or perhaps the yearning for her father's love was what gave birth to her
お
genius.
かげで学校の成績は算数だけずば抜けてよかった。他の教科は見向きもしなかった。父親の書いた論文だって読んだのよ。小学生じゃ到底理解できそうもなかったけど、自分で一生懸命調べて必死で解読してね。その論文について父親と議論できるレベルにまでなったのが小学生の高学年になってからかな。
So, like, she's an actual
物理学の
genius.
話をきちんとできるのが嬉しくて楽しくて、そしていつも私が論破して終わってた。
And then she
そ
got
れは
too
嫌
good.
われる。 間違いなく嫌われる。
Oh god, okay. A tragedy fitting for a girl genius. What kind of scientist loses to a grade school girl anyway? Seriously.
やっぱりそう思う。
やっぱりどころの話ではない。確実にそれが原因だ。
確かにあの人ってプライド高かった。とにかくある時期を境にいきなり全然口を聞いてもらえなくなっ
That's
て、
really sad for Kurisu.
ついにはママとも険悪になって家に帰ってこなくなったの。
All she wanted to do was communicate with her dad on his level.
そうなったのが自分のせいかもって
And that
責任を
pushed
感
him
じて
away completely.
かなり
Because he couldn't handle it. His pride couldn't handle it.
一時期は登校拒否にまでなりかけて、それでママが海外留学を
Are
勧
you
め
on
て
the
く
same
れた。
pathway, or is this another side quest? Alright. So, the way I'll break it down is we did the full run through of the game. And during that, we also found multiple endings. But eventually, we got to the point where we didn't have... Like, we exhausted every choice that we had. And it led to the end where we swapped to the world line where Kurisu is stabbed in the radio Kaikon, but Mayuri gets to live, right? But what if we, the player, went back and developed our relationship with Kurisu a bit more? Would we then have more trouble choosing between Mayuri and Kurisu? And maybe even find a world line where they both can live? So, we went back to a previous save in Chapter 4, and we started replying to Kurisu and having more conversations with her, which is unlocking more scenes for us right now. Now, there will be certain junctions where I'm going to have to ask you, the chat, what your choice is. So because of that, we'll have to figure it out. Checking the life flags. So that's where we are right now. We are on the road to the true ending, but there is going to be a decision that I'm going to need from the chat. Last episode you watched in full when the scientist dude threatened to get all murdery and Mr. VCR was involved. Okay. Yeah, you missed the ending. Where so what happened in the ending is we were able to undo all the emails and get the IBN 5100 so we could hack into CERN and delete our original D-mail so that they can't track us and kill Mayuri, thereby sending us to the beta world line. But then we realized, you know what happens in the beta world line? The first message we sent prevented Kurisu's death. So if we delete that message, and we never sent that message, that means we didn't save Kurisu. So she dies. So we have to choose whether we want to delete the D-mail and have Kurisu die, or not delete the D-mail and have Mayuri die. And we talked to Kurisu about it, and she was like, you know what? I want Mayuri to live. I'm gonna go on a plane back to America. You're going to delete the D-mail, and that's gonna be it. Kurisu is that girl right now. Yeah, red hair scientist. Mayuri is childhood friend with the hat, who always says toot-doo-doo. So that's why she went to America.
お前は優秀すぎたというわけだ。それで
Yeah. We
今は
ended up
父親の
choosing
ことをどう
Mayuri,
思っている？
and the reason we did that was because our relationship with Kurisu wasn't as developed. So, you know, Kurisu persuaded us to choose Mayuri. And it was a bittersweet ending, because we did what we needed to do, at the cost of Kurisu.
わからない。
Now we're finding out how
父親は日本に
Kurisu
いるの
feels
だろ
about her dad.
一度でも会ったのか？
結局会えてない。この
And
前
her
の
dad
電話は
fucking
その
sucks.
件会いに行っていいか聞いたら来るなって怒鳴られた。
Her father has quite the inferiority complex. No wonder she was crying. Even for someone as strong-willed as Kurisu, it must hurt to hear that from her father.
それに会っても何を話せばいいのか。嫌われてからも私の方から一生懸命話しかけたんだけど、いつも無視されて、それがすごく辛かった。
Kurisu is a very sad character.
その記憶があるからまた無視されるんじゃないかと思って何も言えなくなる。
Oh, sorry, it froze on my end. I hope it went through for you, but I think there was a capture problem. Oh, okay, I think it's because Honkai Star Rail wanted to update. There we go. She sounds traumatized.
泣いているのか？
ちょっとじわっときただけよ。
お前は今でも父親と和解したいと思っている。そうだな。
そうなのかな。
そう思っていないなら父親のことを俺に相談したりはしないし、会いたくないと言われて
Kurisu ain't so cool after all. There's a real person underneath that cool facade.
素直な気持ちを言えばいい。お父さんが大好きですとな。
私の性格的に無理だと思うわけだが。
父親相手に何を可愛こぶっているのか。
ぶってないわよ。
いいや、ぶっている。そんなことでは和解などできんぞ。
Stop
あり
being
の
a
ままをストレート
baby.
にぶつけるしか解決策はない。相手に伝わらなければ意味がないのだ。無駄な装飾は無意味だ。もしそれでも分かってもらえないなら、それは和解の目がないということになる。
They
その時は
her dad's already had a lot of
時間に
time.
解決してもら
I
う
don't
しか
think
ない。
that's gonna help.
時間ってどれくらい？
そんなもの
Real
は
talk
俺に
though,
分かるわけ
Kurisu's
だ。
dad, absolute piece of shit. You're gonna
お
find
前
out
と
why
一つしか年
while
は
we
変わ
while
ら
we
ない
play this. Her dad is garbage.
お前がアメリカに行ったのは何年前のことだ？
7年前。
7年経っても変わらなかったのなら、その倍以上の時間が必要かもしれんな。
さあよね。
Ah, thanks for the drink, Bandicoot. Did my advice backfire? She looks even more depressed now. I don't want to see Kurisu like this. It's pathetic.
それでいつ会いに行くんだ？夏休み中なのは確定として、行くときはあらかじめ早めに声をかけてくれ。
何言ってんの？
No.
俺にも予定がある。急に言われたら合わせられないかもしれないからな。
Is Okabe trying to be smooth?
もしかして一緒に来るつもりか？
いかにも。お前は俺の助手だ。助手の悩みは俺の悩みに等しい。
This is him trying to be smooth.
お前が最高の精神状態で働いてくれるために、俺はいかなる努力もするつもりだ。
But he's allowed to talk like an anime character. What? Did I say something wrong?
なんだそれ。冗談もほどほどに。
俺はどこまでも本気だ。
Oh shit! Speaking of Smooth Operator, we didn't read the newest the newest chapter of
今国
JoJo.
内ならばどこへでもついて行ってやる。国外だとパスポートを持っていないし金もないから難しいかな。
岡部。
I don't have a passport or money, so I'll go anywhere here.
何を話していいかわからないのだろ
うん。
Or you could pay.
う。だ
Paying
か
for my
ら
stuff
俺
is
も一緒
fine
に行って
too.
やれば問題ない。この法王院京馬が空気を読んだ見事な話題を提供してやる。
But yeah, depending
なぜ笑う？
on my work schedule, maybe on Friday we'll read the new JoJo chapter.
だってあんたが空気を読めた試しないじゃない。
Practical.
Oh.
By Jove, she's right. A mad scientist does not care about things like tact and decorum. He dominates the room with his sheer presence. Perhaps a softer touch is called for here.
でもありがとう。そこまで言ってくれるなんて思ってもなかった。嬉しいとかそういうんじゃないけど。
Baka?
本当あんたってたまにいいやつになるから困るよね。
Confusing how?
ねえ岡部、今言ってくれたこと本気にしていいんだよね。
当たり前だ。
じゃあ電話レンジの改良が終わったら一緒についてきて。
任せるがいい。で、
青森。
Did we read JoJo last time? I wanted to hang for Kamen Rider, but you had storms that night. That's fair. We did not. I completely forgot about it. I didn't realize that the chapter had already come out, so we'll be reading JoJo on the next watch party, whenever that is. Unfortunately, even though I got a cool gift schedule that I absolutely love, I'm gonna have to end up adjusting it once I figure out what my work schedule is. Because I for sure have tomorrow off. I have no idea when I'm supposed to start on Wednesday. So I might not have a day shift. Which means the stream will be delayed or not happen on Wednesday. Same with Friday and Saturday, because it's a movie theater and Barbie and Oppenheimer just came out. I'm probably gonna be busy during the weekend. So we'll see what happens.
青森。
父親は今そこに住んでる。
That's way up at the north of the island, like 700 kilometers or something. I wasn't expecting to have to go that far.
何よ。
Nicknamed another
やっぱ
streamer
りや
friend
めてとか
Doctor, but
言うな
somehow
よ。
this dude is more
もう
invested.
決定だからな。無理やりでも連れて行くからな。
He is mad scientist. So cool, son of a bitch.
望むところだ。
If promising to go to Aomori will let Kurisu concentrate on the time leap machine, it's a small price to pay. Small price indeed. Another awkward nerd? Ah, fair. New message. Okay. Give me one sec. I think... Are we still in Chapter 4 or are we on Chapter 5 yet? Plans. Okay, so we're on Chapter 5. Okay. Going from Tokyo to Aomori by bullet train is over 15,000 yen per person, which is about $150. But the overnight bus is only 5,000 yen. $50. Which do you prefer? I want to cover the traveling expenses, but I don't have that much on hand. I'm staying at a hotel, but I'm not a celeb. Mom is pretty strict on money. Not to mention, she'd kill me if she knew I was going to see my father. So maybe we should go by overnight bus to fit our budget? What is this nonsense? Don't forget your duty as a lab man. I think that's the right choice. Yeah, it is. There, that should do it. Mail sent. New message. What do you mean nonsense? Die. What the hell, Okabe? Subject. Idiot. No. We sure fucked that up. Subject. Emoticon face. Sorry for getting mad, but Okabe, did you have to say it like that? Let's pop a save just in case. It's from Kurisu. Alright, we're going around. I think this is where Mayuri gets kidnapped. I could be wrong. Oh, no, maybe not. Because we're still talking with Moeka. This is actually more terrifying than her angry. Oh, absolutely. Kurisu was always like a really stable personality compared to everyone else. And now she's acting weird. Is Maishi okay? Tell her to have fun at Kamima for me. I don't think I can go this year, Nya. I just don't have the energy, Nya. I'm completely burned out. I can hear a voice shouting, "Get up, Joe. Nya. Someone save me. The world is collapsing. Nya." Not to mention the emotes. Oh, absolutely. Well, 2010, I don't believe emoji was a thing, so you had to do emoticons. When was emoji invented? Okay, well, I guess there were emoji in the 90s. Kind of. No. Maybe you have plans to go with Mayuri-chan later? P.S. I did 22 practice swings with Samidare. It's more her doing them is the thing. She doesn't do that most of the time. That's true. Alright. More emoji as we know them. Yeah, we're getting chewed out. Talking about science. You and Mayuri-chan don't go places together? You're both lab members, and I heard you were childhood friends, so I thought... I'm sorry if I misunderstood. P.S. I did 30 practice swings with Samidare. God, I fucking love Lukako. They're great. They're so innocent and pure. They don't deserve the bullshit that they get. We didn't see a lot of Daru in the late game, did we? Daru just kinda... He stopped being as relevant once Suzu was done. Don't forget what Tyler said. Which one? Lukako. The, I mean, I guess the best way to call her is, the trans character. God, Mayuri looking left, right, left like that. And this is when sad things happen. This is when no one has a good time. This is the first time that Mayuri is shot. All the names and honorifics? No, that's fine. Alright, we're in a new chapter. Which means we've got 2 of the true ending flags. There shouldn't be any new texts that we get until chapter 7. This doesn't look like the digital world at all. That's right, we're doing the true ending of Steins Gate. I lied to everyone last time. I gaslit you all into thinking that we were finished Steins Gate, but there's more to be done. So what we're doing is we're triggering the true ending flags that are now open to us. How could I? I know. I'm the worst. And what's even worse is that Pepper Shaker helped us. Oh. Okay, this is new content.
マユリ今どこに？
ただいま電話に出ることができません。
I got her voicemail?
たら伝言をどうぞ。
What would Demi Vimon think of me? It's the same as last time. Demi Vimon would be like, "That was a great prank, Carson." I have to be higher to do Demi Vimon. That was a great prank, Carson. I'll get there eventually. It has to be more raspy, like, "That was a great prank, Carson." I don't know. I would have to workshop that voice. It's the same as last time. Before I time-leapt, I should have asked Mayuri where she was today. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Wait. I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that CERN would be watching. This time we'll take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. You literally have to squeeze your lungs like a squeaky toy? Oh boy. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I just don't have the strength to do that right now. Besides, I don't want to get them involved. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. Anyways, that was the extra content. And now Mayuri's gonna get pushed in front of the train by Nae. We're gonna time leap back because that's sad. Was that crazy evil Nae? We'll never know. Could have been. She could have done it on purpose, pushed Mayuri in front of the train. You can sort of do the Demi Vimon voice? Oh boy. I think it's also the fact that I just ate a whole burrito. So I'm not in a good state to do voices right now in general. You're in a rush to catch the last train? It was an accident. I pushed her.
マユリは大切な仲間。
No!
ラボメンだから。
New content.
それにあんたのそんな辛そうな姿見てられない。
すまない。
謝らないでよ。岡部、前に私の父親のことで相談に乗ってくれたでしょ。あの時私結構救わ
It
れ
is
たんだ。
getting toasty in here. I gotta open the window.
だから今度は私があんたの力になる。
It actually, it rained quite a bit here.
力になりたい。
Hey, Legend Master.
それで一緒に青森まで行ってもらわないと。止めたってタイムリープする気なんでしょ。
playing Steins
何
Gate.
しろあんたは狂気のマッ
It's
ド
a
サイエン
visual
ティス
novel
ト
about time travel.
いつだって独善的に生きてきたんだから
I'll be back for more Steins Gate tonight. Enjoy your lurk.
Toto.
We'll probably be
So
going
what?
for another like 50 minutes.
無論だわっはっはっはみたいに答えなさいよ
そうだな。
Oh, it's so great when Kurisu does it.
調子狂うな
But yeah, Kurisu is right. I would do anything to save Mayuri. I take Kurisu's outstretched hand and use it to rise to my feet. Alright, and then stuff that we've already seen. So, just to recap, essentially what the story is, we're mad scientists. Okabe Rintaro. And we invented a bunch of stuff. And one of them is a microwave that can send text messages to the past. We gather a bunch of new friends, send text messages to the past to change stuff for them. You know, there's a... We send a text message to help us win second prize of a lottery. We send one to prevent our friend's dad from dying. We send another one where our trans friend was born a girl, so they don't have gender dysphoria anymore. And then we realize, oh shit, in every single timeline, our friend Mayuri gets killed at a certain point. And we've angered the evil shadowy organization that's trying to control the world and bring dystopia. So we have to procedurally go around deleting text messages to the past. We invent a time leap machine where we can send our memories to the past us. And, you know, relive certain days. And eventually we make it back to the point where we can finally delete the text message that led to the shadowy organization catching us. And by doing so, save our childhood friend Mayuri. But at the cost of saving our new lab assistant friend, Kurisu. So she ends up sacrificing herself, letting us erase the text message to save our childhood friend. And that was the ending that we got. But now, we're developing our relationship with our assistant friend so that we can get the true ending. Thought tonight was
上司
Digimon?
か。俺だ。
So, if you take a look at the schedule, for like a solid 5 to 10 seconds, you'll see something in it. You'll see a little clue. Take lessons from video games. You send enough texts, you can cure trans girls' body dysmorphia. Tell them that they're doing amazing and you're proud of them. Exactly. Can take an Uber home? That's absolutely fair, Gideon. You deserve it. Get the rest that you need. What does that mean? I guess long story short, I gaslit people. And I said that Steins Gate was over. But if you take a look at the visual of the schedule, like if you go into the schedule tab of the Discord and click on the picture of the schedule, just look at it for a bit.
Nanda? 間違い電話か。
何を言っている。俺だ。おーいん京馬だ。
私は助手なんて名前じゃない。
This is a test to see if people look at the
あんた
schedule.
もなんて名前じゃ
Yeah,
ない
that's definitely what I meant to
な
do.
らばこういう。栗ご飯とカメハメ。
Oh, we found out her username.
なんで知ってんのよ。
See that it changes, but you don't know what that means? So... I said that we were going to do Digimon, but the visual is from this game. The visual is of the is what happens when the main character travels through time. So it changed the timeline. So instead of doing Digimon, we're in the Steins Gate timeline. Yeah. So it's a little a little tidbit for the people who watch the Steins Gate stream with us. So is this game all week or just today? Just today. We usually do Steins Gate on Wednesdays, but I start my new job on Wednesday, and because of that, anything on the schedule past today is a maybe. I'm gonna get my schedule from work, and I'll have to redo the stream schedule around that. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that I can get a consistent schedule, but we'll see. Congrats again on the job. Oh, thanks, RDF. Yeah, it's nice to be employed, and I'm employed at a movie theater, so I'm technically in the industry that I went to school for. And then tomorrow, I'm having a meeting with my production crew group, where we're going to go over our plan for making content. So, it's not going to be on the Space Shark channel, but I'm going to be involved in making a bunch of stuff for, like, YouTube. So, I'll keep everyone posted on that. And we're also going to be working on my sitcom pilot, which is going to be exciting. I hope we get to film it late August, early September, but we'll see.
俺がタイムリープする前、お前は涙ながらに告白したのだ。私はね、
Oh God.
ニコ中でアンカーで自分のおっぱいウプしたりする女ですから。
Is Arena in it?
助手でいさせてくれますか?
It's something different, actually. The sitcom that I'm making is about people at the beginning of their adult lives getting into, like, wacky situations. Mostly, I don't want to do an arena thing until I consult with Dingo and Felix about it. I honestly think that if I were to do anything, I wouldn't go solo on that. I would have to, like, make sure that they're on the production team. Now, this is a separate thing, unrelated to Fool's Gold, because it can make it worse. Maybe don't follow that route if you can avoid it, Marcus. It's a hole that you go into, and it's not great. A Nico Junkie is a derogatory term for someone who makes frequent use of the popular video uploading site, Nico Nia Doga. It's a new show in the Fool's... No, it's a live-action show. So the idea is it's like a 90s sitcom, like Friends or Frasier or Seinfeld. It's a group of, like, 5 young adults in the real world at the very beginning of their adult lives. So, like, it's their first apartment and they just started their jobs, and it's about them sort of, like, navigating what that means, right? Because, like, you know, how do you pay rent? What groceries do you get? You don't know how to, like, go, like, move forward in your job, or maybe you feel like you're in a dead end. This is a TV show that I'm writing that kind of deals with those kind of feelings, right? So I'm trying to make, like, a comedy series about it. And what that involves is I'm writing the script for the first episode and developing all the characters. We're gonna film the first episode, and then I'm going to be pitching it to see if we can get a full 12-episode season. And if that does well, then they'll be giving me more seasons, and then I can write more, and then eventually, you know, we can use the money to do other stuff. But yeah, so this is entirely like Carson stuff. It's unrelated to Fool's Gold completely. Though, fingers crossed, I'll be able to do some stuff with Fool's Gold soon. Now that we've released the PDF, I would absolutely love to do a stream where we play in the Fool's Gold universe again for a one-shot. But we'll see. Dingo, Felix, and Avery are really, really busy right now, so... just remember that today was the day your grandpa passed. Fuck. Yeah, just take care of yourself, buddy. Do popcorn in the 7-7 usually? That's a good tradition. Got to use the sheet. 2 players almost died. That's how that works. That's why we didn't tell people about the sheet. Oh god, those sheep were wild. So Profit, then Arena Fool's Gold spinoff? I would love to do an Arena Fool's Gold spinoff. Absolutely. But, yeah, I would essentially... If I were to do a Fool's Gold spin-off with Arena, I would want it to be animated. On top of that, I would need the budget for doing an animated series. I would also prefer to have Dingo and Felix on board for it so that we could keep everything consistent. Because, like, Fool's Gold isn't done yet. So I would have to, you know, while writing, if Fool's Gold didn't wrap up before I started production, I would have to avoid anything that might be spoilers. Don't know how Dingo did it without a budget. So, Dingo actually raised enough money by doing other work in order to take a year off and experiment with YouTube. And it worked out very well for her because she animated it all herself. She didn't have to, like she had time. And that's how you do it without a budget. There's an animator here on the island I live. His name is, I think it's Denver Jackson. And what he's doing is he has made, I think he just wrapped up animation on his 3rd animated feature film. So because of that, he's done it all with his own money and by himself. Not like recording the voices or anything, but like he has animated it himself. So you can do it, you just need to like make sure that you have a year off. Which is hard. So Dingo went through a lot in order to get where she is, and we're all really, really proud of her. You thought the Fool's Gold campaign ended years ago? It did. But I need to wait for Dingo to finish animating it. Because, like, the story's there. I don't want to tell anything that she hasn't told yet. Because this is her series to work with right now. If I were to do an Arena spinoff right now, like, I wouldn't be able to include anything that happened after Fool's Gold. You know? For all you know, Arena could be dead by the end of Fool's Gold. You know? So if I make an Arena spin-off and it's like, oh, by the way, this is just Abby, because Arena died at the end of Fool's Gold, then that would be a spoiler. Or if I made a series with Arena at the end of Fool's Gold, then everyone would be like, oh, she's fine. So didn't think that the spin-off would come out until after Fool's Gold ended. No, that's fair. I just, I wanted it to be over before I start work on it, so that if I do get stuff... And this is not even to say that the Arena spin-off would ever even happen, you know? I have a lot of projects that I need to work on to get to that point. And who knows what'll happen. maybe the sitcom that I'm doing will really take off, and I'll have to really work on that.
とな。無論俺はこう答える。お前がネラーでニコチュウ、アンカーで自分のおっぱいウプしたりする女だろうとラボメンであることに変わりはない。これからも俺の助手でいてくれて構わない。
The next Seinfeld.
だから
That's sort of what I'm going for. I want to bring the classic sitcom back, you know?
進捗状況はどうか。
Most of the sitcoms that are out right
なら
now
ば一度ラボメン
are
で
single camera sitcoms, which focus a lot on like the drama and sort of are more cinematic. Whereas I want to recapture the feel of the 90s sitcom where it's like really lighthearted most of the time, and the camera angles are kind of fixed. Like you never really see the fourth wall of the apartment, you know? I don't know. That's the feeling I want to recapture. What's the deal with airline food?
言っとくが、胸をウプなんてしたことないからな。
あれは単なる冗談だ。
It was a bad joke, Okabe, you know it.
そっか。マキセクリスが栗ご飯とカメハメハだったんだね。ジョン・タイターである私にいつも突っかかってきてたよね。
自由な議論ができてよかったでしょ。
Oh, so
まあね。
Suzu here absolutely fucking hates Kurisu. So now we have both of them in the same room together.
それで話というのはタイムリープマシンだ。
多分岡部は忘れてると思うから一応確認しようと思って。リフターの代替となる何かについて探して、いるわけないよな。
それならすでに調べはついている。1階にある42型ブラウン艦艇。
So in order to explain this, in order to send stuff back in time, you need to create a naked singularity through a like spinning black hole. Now, in order for stuff to safely pass through it, the singularity can't have an event horizon. So what you have to do is pump the black hole full of electrons and have it spin in order to remove that to make it safe to go through. The lifter is essentially what helps us with that process. And the evil organization, they haven't figured that out. So they can't safely put stuff through the black hole and send it back in time. But for some reason, our microwave can do that. And we found out that there's a 42-inch CRT TV downstairs from us. CRT TV is one of those old TVs from like the 80s and 90s. It has what's called an electron gun in it, which shoots electrons at an array that presents the picture on your screen. But it's also responsible for sending the electrons through our microwave to send text messages back in time. It's complicated. There was an explanation in an earlier episode, but all you need to know is that in order for us to travel back in time, we have to turn the TV on downstairs. Saw what you found in the PDF? Yeah, in the redacted text. You found a mistake in that? What says in part 4 is in part 6? Yeah, so chances are, if you submit that as official feedback, they can adjust that. Because that's hit point press that needs to do that.
そうなの？根拠は？
俺は何度もタイムリープしてここにいる。あとはわかる。
なるほど。
Can you warp time if you use a light gun from a vector monitor? Possibly. It would have to output the same amount of electrons as the 42-inch CRT. Because, let's take a look. Because I think it might work the same way. Yeah, because it is a type of CRT, so it would use an electron gun in order to display the graphics, right? Now let's take a look. It might have to be a specific one, though. Yeah, because there's an electron beam that is involved in the vector monitor as well. So it would just have to be the same output as the 42-inch CRT.
すまないな。すべて任せっきりで。
何よ。いきなり下手に出るなんて気色悪いな。
もともとお前はタイムマシンには否定的だった。そのお前がタイムリープマシンを作っている。もし
So
かしたらいやいややっているのではないかと思うこともある。
what Kurisu is working on, so we can send a text message to the past. So we can whip out our cell phone, send like a 36-character text message back in time. But the time leap machine is interesting because Kurisu, our lab assistant and actual scientist friend, studies the field of neurology. And she was able to find a way to send your memories and then compress them into a 36-byte message and send them back as a tone that you hear when you pick up your phone. So you can send your memories back in time. And that's what she's working on right now. It doesn't draw every line in order, it only draws what it needs, and it can draw anywhere on the display. Yeah, God, I think I played on a Vectrex once. I think that's what it was. Yeah, it was a Vectrex. It had like the long monitor. It was really cool.
Daいぶ前に言わなかった？タイムトラベル理論自体を否定してるわけじゃないって。現実的じゃないのにできるって言ってる連中が信じられないだけ。それに実験で証明された以上否定するわけにもいかないし、タイムマシンの母と呼ばれることになるのは心外だけど。ですまないと思ってるぐらいなんだから、一度目は手伝ってくれた？
一度目？
タイムリープする前の今日は私のこと手伝ってたかってことよ。
ああ、俺と誰かサポートしていた。
Wonder how using that would change the limitations of the device. So for it to act as a lifter, it needs to output a certain amount of electrons in order to facilitate the erasure of the singularity from the black hole. So I think it's actually... I don't know if it would change the limitations of the device. Because it would need a consistent output. So if it's only outputting exactly what it needs, then it might not have the output that the phone wave, named subject to change, requires in order to send stuff back in time. Whereas the CRT is a very general output, so it outputs everything at a specific rate all the time. So you might... It might be that you would need to program the vector monitor to output. The output can be anywhere in any order. Exactly. So you would need to essentially adjust the output accordingly. So that might actually be a good tool, because if you can adjust the output accordingly, you'd be able to find the exact output that is required. But what's really interesting about the situation in this game is that there's a person's store underneath the lab that they're not allowed into. So they can only use the time machine when that person is using the CRT. One thing that's interesting too, I don't know if the distance between the time machine and the CRT is a factor, because the CRT is right under the time machine, just in a different floor of the building.
じゃあそれでいい。2度も3度も同じことやるのもきついでしょ。それに
Like,
今
can they
は
not get their own
天音
TV?
さんのタイムマシンを直すことと、お父様を探すことの方
It's
が重
more
要
the
よ。
fact that it's because of the building that they're in. Essentially, they've created the perfect conditions for the time leap machine, but if this is like the floor of their lab, this is where the time machine is, and this is where the CRT is. So they don't have access to here. And they have a CRT, but they don't have it in a position that would be able to facilitate it. They have a very specific configuration that they can't mess with right now. And
謝らな
also,
いでよ。
these
調
are
子狂うから。
these are 16, 17, and 18-year-olds that we're dealing with. I keep forgetting that fact, but like, nobody is like over the age of 20 here.
じゃあ私はもうちょっとこもるから、岡部からリフターの代替物について聞けたし、作業もはかどりそう。
I'd better not disturb her. Imagine if they did buy it and the time leap machine stopped working. Oh, that would be scary. They have a time machine, but not the money to be able to get a place to properly study and use it. Well, so their idea was that once they invented the time leap machine, they weren't going to use it, and they would actually notify a government organization so that they could have the proper venue and stuff. But there's a shadowy organization that wants their time machine research and actually broke into the lab and tried to kidnap them. But Okabe, our main character, sent his memories into the past in order to undo that. But now he's essentially on the run from them. And he can't go forward with the research. Not only that, but... So call the police? You can't, because again, like, it's a shadowy organization that basically controls all government functions. So the police aren't helpful. If anything, they probably control the police. You overestimate the police as well? That's also true. If you told the police that you have a time machine and people are trying to kidnap you, they probably wouldn't do anything. You're probably going to get kidnapped. This is a wild game. Actually, Legend Master, if you like the premise, one thing I would recommend is watching the anime. It's called Steins Gate. Alright, so we're sending the D-mail. Just tell them the last part, they should help you. Again! Well, no, if you just tell them that you're about to get kidnapped, they might do something. But again, there's a shadowy organization that was able to stop the entirety of the Akihabara subway system. So it's a big threat that we're dealing with right now. Okay. So now we should be on chapter 7. So I've got to reply to 1, 2, 3... I think like 3 or 4 emails to get to the next point for this next ending. Okay. This one, I need to reply like this. There's nobody at the lab. I don't have a key, so I can't get in. When are you coming over? I just assumed you'd be here like usual. It kind of feels like I'm visiting your home. Not that I want to visit your home or anything. The kidnapping is kind of a fixed point in time that you seriously altered the timeline to escape. Yeah, once Legend Master's ad is over, I'll explain the whole Mayuri thing. Use the one hidden in the switchboard next to the door. That should do it. Alright. I found the key easily enough. Don't you think your security should be tighter? Should have thought about that before picking a fight with CERN, lol. Also, what's this frog that's been left with the key? Someone's bad taste? Only a maniac would put something that gross there. Actually, it scared the crap out of me. But keep that a secret, okay? We need... this one. Being chased by kidnappers, they should help you? Should, but because of the level of organization that we're dealing with, they likely have involvement with the police. Not only that, but as Pepper Shaker said, so the way that time works in this world is a theory called attractor field theory. Here, this might be a better way to demonstrate it. Go like this. Okay. So the way that time works in this universe is, so imagine that this is your timeline, right? So this is timeline A. Now, timeline A will have something that happens, like let's say, actually let's use this as an example. Mayuri, our childhood friend. Mayuri's death. That is the central event. That is one of the very central events that happens in Timeline A. So, even if you have an offshoot where I don't know, you have cornflakes for breakfast instead of Fruit Loops. Eventually, they'll still coalesce into Mayuri's death. Even though you had cornflakes instead of Fruit Loops, Mayuri still dies. Even if, let's say, you smuggle her out of the country and into America, Mayuri still dies. Even if, let's say, you overthrow the evil organization and the entire future is nice, Mayuri dies. This is called an attractor field. So an attractor field is a group of timelines that all fix on one specific event. So we'll call it attractor field A. There are multiple attractor fields that coalesce on different situations. So let's say in attractor field B, Kurisu dies. So even if you had Fruit Loops for breakfast instead of cornflakes, Kurisu still dies. Even if you had the idea of smuggling her back to America, Kurisu still dies. Even if you, I don't know. Even if you stand in front of the knife, Kurisu still dies. That's attractor field B. So we're somewhere on here. And essentially what we want to do is go from attractor field A to attractor field B so that Mayuri doesn't die. So we're adjusting what we do in the timeline to try and get us ever and ever closer to hopping attractor fields. You stand in front of the knife, it enters your body from the front, and the tip comes out your back, slightly stabbing into Kurisu. You live, missed all your major organs, Kurisu dies, and the poison on that knife was in the tip she took. That's exactly what happens. Because you will probably not die until your designated period of death. So let's say that you die all the way in like 2035 on this timeline. In attractor field B, you know, it might be 2182 because we invented crazy technology. But that death will be a fixed point. So as an example, let's say Mayuri's killer dies here. Whoops. Mayuri's killer can't die anytime before this happens. She's good. But she dies over there at that point. So it's sort of like everything on the timeline is predetermined. But if you can escape it completely and move to a different group of timelines, then things will change. So there may be, you know, a magic sort of attractor field where, I don't know, Jim from accounting. Jim from accounting dies. Kurisu doesn't die. Mayuri doesn't die. We don't care about Jim. We don't know who Jim is. So we hop to the Jim from accounting timeline. Can everyone live? That's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out if there is a timeline that we can jump to, and a tractor field, so a group of timelines that we can jump to, where everyone lives. You just gotta eat the right cereal in the morning. Exactly, you can't choose Fruit Loops, you can't choose cornflakes, you gotta go with Oreo O's. The limited edition Ghostbuster stuff. Then we figure out both of them die, as Jim from accounting was the only one who could stop their deaths. Exactly. So, yeah, that's basically the type of time travel that we're thinking. There are groups of timelines that all sort of cluster together on one event. In the timeline that we're currently in, it's our best friend's death. In the timeline that we came from, it was Kurisu's death. And we're trying to figure out a way to go to a timeline where neither of them die. Or in a tractor field, if you will. Where that main event is not our friends dying. There's also some other shit like, World War III happening, or like, the evil shadowy organization takes control over time and space. It would be nice to prevent that stuff, and we probably should strive to do that. We knew one timeline that saved Mayuri, but we chose transfer. Well, that was still the beta, the alpha attractor field that we're on. So, in this game, we have uncovered... Is it easy to see all the timelines and combinations you already tried? Actually, I can visualize it. So... Okay. Let's clear that. So, we started on what's called the beta attractor field. Our friend Kurisu dies over here. And this is where we were. We received a text message well, I guess it should be more like this. That warned us that Kurisu dies, sending us to the alpha attractor field. And in this attractor field, Mayuri dies, we'll say around here. So now we're right here. And we start playing with time travel, right? So we create a timeline where our friend Ferris's dad doesn't die. We created another timeline where our friend Lukiko, she's trans. So we made a timeline where she was a girl instead of being born male. So... And there was another timeline where another person that we know, Moeka, there we go. Moeka sends a text message that isn't great for us. And all of that happening causes Mayuri to die when we reach over here. So we start undoing stuff, you know? And that pushes Mayuri's death a bit further in the future, but it still happens. So we erase another one. Lukiko is a guy now. And that pushes her death a bit further. So we delete another one. And Mayuri's death is still further in the future. So it's pushing the death further, but it still happens. So what do we need to do in order to prevent that from happening? Simply put, we have to erase this one. In doing so, we hop from the alpha attractor field back to the beta attractor field. But now, we're over here and Kurisu's dead. Well, I guess the best way to illustrate it is we went from there, spent some time here, and then we went here. At the very end of the game. We escape the alpha attractor field, Mayuri doesn't die, but Kurisu has been dead for months. The endings that we got are spin-offs of that. So, in one ending that we got, we decided to... So our friend Suzuha's from the future, right? And she needs to go back to 1976. So we went back to 1976. No idea what happens on that world line. It might be a different attractor field entirely. But we go back in time. There's another one where we keep Lukiko as a girl. That still happens and Mayuri dies. There's another one where we go off the rails. We go completely bonkers. And we go to an attractor field where nobody knows us. We only know our friend Ferris. But everyone's alive and everyone's okay. Our relationships are just gone. So our main goal is to find this one. The one where the main event isn't Mayuri or Kurisu dying. There we go. So if you switch at the right point, you should be able to dodge both. Sort of. You would have to set the conditions just right. So we actually, there's a meter that exists, the divergence meter, that shows what % of a difference you're in from the original world line that you come from. We're aiming for 1% divergence, which means that we've landed in the next attractor field. We told her mom to eat more vegetables when she was pregnant. Yeah, in this universe, that's how it works. So go there, you can rebuild a relationship, but never bring anyone back. Exactly. So we ended up in that ending. But again, we're trying to search for the world line where everything that we've done is the same, but both of our friends don't die, and we also have the memories that we've made with our friends. But that's what we're currently trying to do. We're trying to go for that perfect ending. Will we succeed? We'll find out. I'm setting up the pieces, but there's going to be a decision that chat has to make that will determine whether we can do that. And then if you don't make the right decision, I'll go to a previous save, and then we'll see the actual true ending. But yeah, I need to choose this option. You're right, I was careless. I should have known better. Both do not die. Do we know if that is possible in the game? We're gonna find out. Essentially, okay, so I know. I know whether it's possible. But I'm not going to tell you. It could be that we go for the ending where they both don't die, but we have to sacrifice ourselves. It could be that we're going for the ending, and in order to save both of them, we have to, I don't know, slice off our left toe. Unfortunately, you've kind of caught this series pretty far in. So we've gone through a lot of story. All the texts are compromised, same with email. Might have to kill Jim from account. So that's actually a problem that we've run into, Legend Master, where the shadowy organization intercepted that first text message that sent us from the beta attractor field to the alpha attractor field. And that's why they know that we're making a time machine, and they're after us. So it's stored on a server that can only be accessed from a computer from 1975 called the IBM 5100. And we had that computer, but then because of some text messages that we sent, we lost it throughout the timelines. So we had to undo the text messages in order to get to a timeline where we had that computer in order to hack into their database and delete the email. It's they made an anime about it. If you care to watch, no, I think it's like 26 episodes. How many episodes are in Steins Gate? Okay, it's 24 episodes. And that's what it's called. So we do not need to delete the text, we need to delete the interception, then the organization doesn't know and never gets involved. Yeah, so essentially what has happened is the computer noticed that the text message was sent, and then as soon as somebody realizes it was sent, they go after us. So we're currently in a point where they haven't realized that they have this text message yet. They haven't read it. So we have to delete it before they read it, which means they don't send people to kidnap us and kill our best friend. When we delete the message, that means... No, not everyone lives. Because the text message that we sent notified us that our friend Kurisu dies. So if we delete that message, it isn't sent to us, which means we return to the beta attractor field, but that's the attractor field where our friend Kurisu dies. It's really complicated. It's interesting, because, like, I want to say the first, like, the first 10 streams of this was them establishing the rules of the universe. The actual anime does it in a lot shorter of a time, but this game is, we delete the interception event, so the organization does not have it, but it still went through to us. But then we're still on the beta attractor field, where Mayuri dies. It's complicated. Because, yeah, if we deleted the interception event, that means we are still notified. If it went through, then we prevent the death. So there are two friends that we want to save. Kurisu and Mayuri. And we can go between two timelines. One where Mayuri dies. Sorry, two attractor fields. One where Mayuri dies, which we're on right now. And one where Kurisu dies, which we left to go here. If we go back to our original timeline, then Kurisu dies. If we stay here, Mayuri dies. So in order to make it so that they both don't die, we have to figure out what series of events we need to adjust in order to land on the one where neither of them die. If it's not intercepted, then that other person is never in danger. So we actually disprove that, because we were able to outrun the shadowy organization, but then Mayuri was pushed in front of a train by accident. Or another one where she has a heart attack and dies. And another one where we're about to get hit by a car and she pushes us away from it and is hit by the car instead. So, for some reason, her death is a fixed point on all timelines in this attractor field. No matter what happens, she's going to die. It might not be the organization that does it. It could be anything. But she dies at a specific point. And that's what all the timelines in this attractor field converge on. If you've seen the new Spider-Man, it's the canon event of this timeline. Are you seriously considering electronic locks and card keys? Who has that kind of money? You're being ridiculous, as usual. You need to face reality for a change. Alright. So we need to choose this one. Alright, I'll tell you the truth, but keep it secret. CERN is after us. I need your help. CERN, by the way, is the shadowy organization. I can't tell if this is true or just more of your usual BS. Okabe, this is a serious situation. You're turning into the boy who cried wolf, so only tell me the truth from now on, please? Alright. So this is the event where our friend Ferris, she sent a text message into the past to prevent her dad from dying. And we have to undo that to try and jump to the next attractor field. Scatter the flower? Now I get it. I Quickly rip open a nearby wheat flour sack and toss its contents onto the into the air.
うわ、なんだこれ。なんも見えねえ。
I push Ferris out first, then flip the switch right before shutting the door. Have I read up on the real John Titor? It's impressive how many people were convinced by him. Yeah, no, when I was playing this back in, like, I think it was 2012, yeah, I looked up John Titor. So you're going to the last decision, letting chat decide? Yeah, so essentially, this is a game that I played back in 2012, and, you know, I know everything that happens. Pepper Shaker has seen the anime, Peps knows what happens too, but hasn't played this game, so they don't know what triggers the ending that we want to get. So what I'm doing is I'm going through the timeline right now, and I'm flicking all the switches that are needed to activate the true ending. Except for the last one. There's going to be one final thing that you need to reply to. And if you choose correctly, then we get the true ending. And if you choose wrong, then we get a different ending. Throughout this game, every time that there's been an important decision, I've let chat decide. And that's led us to watch a couple of different endings that could have happened. Do you think we'll choose wrong or right? That's interesting because I feel like that's determined based on how you've been perceiving the events. So I think it's a toss-up. I think it's a coin flip's chance whether you'll choose right or not. Isn't that alt ending the one that leads into 0? We'll see, won't we? I push Ferris out first, then flip the switch right before shutting the door. Right as we get out. A dust explosion. That should distract them long enough for us to escape. The taxi still isn't here, but it's not like we can wait for it. We need to leave here now. Okay, so this was an extra little scene. When we went through this before, Kurisu didn't help us. So it shows that our relationship with Kurisu is building. So this is where we learn that, Ferris wants us to change the timeline back because she doesn't want Mayuri to die. Her text message was to prevent her father from dying. Her father just saved us from a bunch of people trying to kill us. So this would be like, when we first got to this choice, is when I asked the chat whether they wanted to send the D-mail or not send the D-mail. So that would determine if we proceeded forward to the real ending, or if we got a side ending. This was the one that sent us to the ending where none of our friends knew us, but they were still alive. And I think everyone agreed that, like, it wasn't a bad ending.
Bye bye. Papa.
So by sending that text message, we killed her dad. This isn't a happy game. Yeah, it's a bitter ending, but not bad. Okay, assistant saying, explain yourself. Hey, what the hell was that just now? That was some loving hug. I'm seriously jealous. No, not about getting hugged by you, but about having someone of the opposite sex to lovingly hug. Don't misunderstand me. Anyway, what was that about? I believe we actually have to go like this. I'm gonna save just in case, but I'm pretty sure that this is what my guide is telling me. I don't have time for this right now. It was oddly honest of her. Alright, so this is the part of the game where we had to sacrifice our friend's womanhood.
岡部何よなんで一人で勝手に実験を
By the time Kurisu starts talking, the discharge phenomenon has already started. An unpleasant sound pierces my ears. My vision ripples, my flesh and my soul momentarily feel separate. I grab my right wrist, I close my eyes, take deep breaths, and wait for my pulse to return to normal. I had time-leapt 32 hours into the past. I need to cancel Lukiko's D-mail on this world line. I sit down in a pipe chair and try to come up with a plan. So that was a little extra scene. So the main problem that we have on this timeline is that our good friend Lukiko loves us. But on our original timeline, she's a guy. On this timeline, she's a girl. So we still think of her as a guy.
恋愛フラグが立ってるわけよね。ねえちなみに岡部って好きな人
And this is Kurisu clumsily asking us if we like anyone. Do we like Mayuri?
何よそのまま
別にいない。
For a second, Mayuri's face floated through my mind. But I feel more of a need to protect her, rather than romantic love for her.
そっかいないのか
なぜ聞く？
いやなんとなくよ特に意味はないんだからな
なぜ怒る？あと顔が赤くなってないか？
なってないそうだ
Bokabe just said Scarlett Johansson or
漆原さん
something.
と
Oh
付
boy.
き合っちゃいなさいよ
マジで？
どうせ好きな人いないんでしょだったら彼女の思いに応えてあげればいいのよこのバカ
What did I do to deserve this name calling?
マユリが死ぬのは2日後だ。のんびり恋愛ごっこしている暇はない。
Alright. Then we finished talking with Kurisu, and now we gotta go on dates with Luca. And then it's really awkward. Even though she's fantastic and I love her. awkward dates. Kurisu tries to coach us. We break Lukako's heart. And we realize, oh shit. Maybe we shouldn't be an asshole. It's wild to think that, like, we're going through this super quick. And, this took us a long time to get through. Like, we went through this ending, I want to say, like, over a month ago. From an unpopular girl. I don't really care if you get yourself a girlfriend, but don't forget about the time leap machine. This thing is serious. We need to get everyone together and decide what to do with it. I understand you're doing this for Mayuri's sake. Just remember, there's more to this than just Urushibara-san. To be honest, I'm still afraid of this monster I've created. I'd feel better if we could talk about it. Alright, so that's another flag triggered. So we have one. We have 2 more flags to trigger before we gotta do stuff. Oh, actually. No, I think there's one more. So we're almost there. And I hate that I'm making this decision, but it's gotta happen. I'm gonna speed through it. It still breaks my heart. Does this count as a speed run? What's the current Steins Gate speed run like? Steins Gate Elite Speedrun. I don't see it anywhere. Let's see. I wonder if it's on speedrun.com. I don't think anyone's done a speedrun of Steins Gate yet, or at least submitted it. Oh shit, I should probably... Okay, hold up. That woman killed Mayuri. I've seen the blood drain from her body. If I see Moeka, will I be able to contain my rage? Thought you were making all of the good choices? Sort of. I'm making the choices that will lead us to the true ending. But they might not necessarily be choices that I like. The sad one that we did was, so our friend Lukako loves us, and she wishes that she was a girl so that we could be together. But in order to save our friend Mayuri, we have to undo the text message that made her a girl at birth instead of a guy at birth. So, because she's a guy in this timeline, she believes that that love cannot bloom, and because of that, you know, the relationship is completely different. I don't know. It makes me sad because, like, it's so... She can still be trans, so what's the problem? Societal norms in 2010. Our main character is convinced he's completely straight, and because of that mentality, isn't likely that he would pursue a relationship with Luca because he sees her as a guy still. And, you know, that's just a product of the time that this game was made. And not only that, but Luca also sees it from that perspective where she hasn't come to terms with her identity, and because of that, wouldn't try to like change the relationship that they have right now, no matter how much she wants to. So it's kind of like, you know, it's really depressing that the characters feel this way, but that the fact of the matter is they do, and there's, you know, we had to undo the decision that fixed that in order to save our friend. Doesn't matter, I can't run away. In order to save Mayuri, I must meet with Moeka. So yeah, in this section, the person that ends up killing Mayuri, we find out is actually just a pawn
もしもし
for the Shadow
悪いがどこに中
Organization.
だ
So in 10 years, all good? Yeah, I mean, it completely depends on Okabe, right? I feel like Okabe right now at his level of maturity probably wouldn't do it, but like 20 years down the road, sorry, 10 years down the road, Okabe might. It really depends on, you know, his personal preferences, right? Because like the way that some people are attracted to people is you know, it's different what makes them attracted. And I feel like Okabe is the type of person who would grow in such a way that they wouldn't, like, they would be cool with dating a trans person. I think that Okabe would end up at that point. Some people just can't get over that barrier. You know, that's just that's a deal breaker for them. And you know, it's a weird discussion to have, because like attraction is a very subjective thing between different people. You know, some people are attracted to the parts. So if you have a mismatching set of parts, then that's a deal breaker for them. Some people are attracted to personality, and some people are attracted to looks despite parts. So it's, you know, it's a very complicated discussion to have. You know, I myself, as a bi person, you know, I am attracted to a wide variety of people, and I would absolutely be willing to date a trans person. But, you know, Okabe might not feel that way. So it's interesting. I'm glad that we can have these discussions. Because, you know, I trust all of you in my chat to be mature people and understand that, like, these are complicated topics. And there are, like, there are a lot of answers. Coconut oil, while making the exterior of a bread a rich golden color, does not make a good separating oil for getting the bread out of the pan. Oh, that's sad. I'm so sorry for your zucchini bread, RDF. Not because she's trans, I just think that he only sees her as a friend. Yeah. Like, I think it would be based on how the relationship grew from here, right? Because I could see that diverging. Because of the experience that he had with girl Lukiko. I think that by experiencing that world line, his point of view might change. but I think it would take a while, and honestly, that air of responsibility to the person might get in the way. You can only hope some of Okabe's worldviews change. Yeah. Hard decision similar to this is what triggered your mental breakdown 9 months ago. Question every day if you made the right choice or if you did anything wrong, but you will never know. Just hope that your old friend is happy. Neither one of us wanted to hear each other. That's... Jeez. That is a really horrible situation to be in. And... Oh, sorry, wanted to hurt each other. Yeah, absolutely. No, and, you know, I am so sorry to hear that you had to go through something like that. And, you know, it's hard living with that, and I hope it doesn't weigh down on you too much. But, you know, you made it this far, right? So, the only way to move is forward. Even if you gotta keep that with you. You know, it happened, and you're here now, so all you can do is keep marching. I was in a position with an old girlfriend. Though I guess... So, they ended up being a trans man. I dated them before they figured that out. So, it's, the person that I used to date was somebody that really needed someone to be with them. Oh, good night, Kolnick. Honestly, once we get to the, branching decision, I'm probably going to end the stream so that we have something to play next week. But, yeah, so I broke up with them because I was about to go to school and I didn't think that I would be able to give them the time that they deserved. And I had to make the decision of trying to make it work through school and possibly breaking their heart and going through something incredibly rough for them. Or breaking it off right then so that they wouldn't have to go through that. And, I think I made the right decision. I broke up with them. It was really hard for them for a little bit, but they eventually understood that, like, I wouldn't have been able to do for them what they needed from me. And it worked out. And I was really lucky in that regard, because, you know, I'm still on good terms with them. And, yeah. My heart breaks thinking of the position that you're in, Legend Master. So, I'm rooting for you, buddy. And, yeah. It's a hard burden to bear, but, you know, thanks for sharing that with us. It's, yeah. Lost not only the person you love, but your best friend. You will never be able to talk to them again. Mm-hmm. Is everything alright? What happened with that Kiryu lady? At least let me know if you're still alive. Don't say anything stupid like you're dead, okay? Please just reply. Even an email will do. I'm so worried I can't even eat. Don't worry. I won't die. Not until I've fulfilled my promise to go to Aomori with you. Earlier on, we promised Kurisu that we would go see her dad in Aomori. So that's actually a very important thing to say right now. They never respond and block you without telling you why. Is that what happens? I'll catch you later, Peps. That's what happened with an old girlfriend of mine. Where she broke up with me because her dad told her to. And wouldn't elaborate on it. You know, I was going to art school at the time, and she was raised by a really narcissistic parent. And he had a lot of influence on her. I was asking about the game. I have a feeling that if we didn't answer seriously, Kurisu would have probably not liked that. And chances are something like that would have happened. In the real life context. In the context of the game, she still helps us out, but we would be locked out of the good ending. Because she would be emotionally closed off to us. Maybe this isn't what you want to hear, but I need you to listen. I don't care about Aomori anymore. I just want you to be safe, Okabe. When you ran out without saying anything yesterday, it felt like my heart was going to explode, so hurry back. Please. Alright. So yeah, this girl Moeka, she was a pawn of the Shadow Organization. She was sent to retrieve the computer that lets us hack into their mainframe. But then, her contact stopped talking to her, and she's having a mental breakdown right now. So, we're taking her with us to go meet her contact for the first time. And, we're speeding through this, so I'll just say what happened. But, she meets him, and he doesn't care, because this is just work. But then he has a change of heart when we talk about somebody who he used to know. So he kills himself out of guilt for causing so much pain for everyone. And Moeka here has to deal with the person that's been keeping her mentally safe for this entire time being dead. She doesn't have to deal with it for long because that guy's daughter goes up and kills her. All you can do is hope that they are happy. Maybe one day you will be. That's a very mature way of looking at it. You know, I think that's a good conclusion to get to. And, you know, well done. Okay, we technically haven't seen this scene yet. We went with with a
必
different
要
one?
ないとはジョージ FB か
Her happiness is all you ever wanted. Mm-hmm.
任務達成はすなわち処分確定。扱いとしてはいい。
私がこの手で殺してやるまで許さない。
Okay. So that should have triggered. Which means we should be really close to the ending point of this stream. Because this whole stream was set up. So yeah, this is when we realize that our childhood best friends can die at any point. Where are you? You haven't been to the lab in 2 days. Are you still in Akihabara? We're worried, you know. You were acting strange yesterday. I want to help, so tell me where you are. I don't feel right not having you around. Where are you? I want to see you. But you're gonna have to make that decision next week. Thanks everyone for hanging out. So the decision that you have to make is whether to send a message to her or close your phone. This is the branching decision that will lead you either to a side ending or a real ending. Sorry? I mean, you don't have to be sorry for anything. The reason I'm ending the stream is because we branch off into endings at this point. So I want to save it for next time so that we have, like, the full stream in order to do it. Because, I gotta get some stuff done. It's 8:30 p.m. right now, so should have not involved. No, that's fine. We talk about some hard stuff during these streams, right? So if it comes out, you know, it probably means that you had to go through something, right? Yeah. I won't say like I'm your therapist or anything. I just want people to be able to feel better after watching one of my streams. So if you need to air some stuff out, you know, you gotta do that, right? And I might not always be able to reply or have the energy to, but, you know, you don't have to be sorry. But yeah. This stream was brought to you by my patrons, Trom, Eco Tamago, Crystal Clear Entertainment, Marcus the DM, and viewers like you. Thank you. I'll be back hopefully on Wednesday with an asterisk. See you on Wednesday, your therapist? That's a great thing to do, especially in your situation. I have never seen a therapist, though I probably should. I just, I don't have the money or the health benefits to do it. So, who knows? Maybe one day I'll see a therapist. But I hope your session goes well. But yeah, my next stream will hopefully be on Wednesday. But I start my new job then, so it's up in the air when that will be. I will keep everyone updated. Once I find out, you will also find out. I thought you get free healthcare? Kinda. You know, number one, it depends on the province you live in. So, like, where I used to live, there was a lot of extra expenses that I need to pay. Over here, you know, I can get, like, most of my prescriptions for free. Like, I guess if I break my arm, I can walk into a hospital, give them my healthcare number, and then I'm good to go. I don't have to pay anything. If I need glasses, I need to pay for those. If I need a prescription, depending on the province I live in, I probably have to pay for that. If I need to get dental work done, that's not covered by government healthcare. If I need a therapist, that's not covered. It's only, like, very specific things that are emergencies that are covered. And they don't consider eyes, teeth, or mental health emergencies. Which is not great. Anywho, I'm gonna send you over to Cobalt Spring. They're playing Spirit Island. I have no idea what that is. Let's hop over to Cobalt Spring's channel and wait through ad hell. Oh, no ads, great. Anyways, if you don't know, Cobalt Sprig is a Kobold VTuber. She is super wholesome and really, really good to everyone who watches her. And she has a great vibe. So give her a big old shark attack, and I will catch you later. See ya!